All right, guys, what's up? We have an announcement for a brand new festival. It is Theme Chronicle. This is very exciting. This is one of the more enjoyable ones. It is a festival. It's not a cup. Thank God. No one's trying to deal with another cup. So this is actually pretty fun. These are the decks that we have. First, I'm going to go over the loner decks, which one you should play, which one you shouldn't play. Basically, the Theme Chronicle is all of the decks from the solo mode. A few decks sometimes just kind of slip through because they have carryover from other, they're not in the solo mode, but they have carryover with decks from the solo mode. So Konami keeps a lot of them around, like a lot of the support cards around. And I'll show you one of the very good ones in that section of the video. But yeah, mostly it's things from the solo mode. So if you like a deck in the solo mode, this would be your event to play it. They have 3 loners. All the loners are pretty decent. You've got dinos with like the doodle beasts and stuff like that. This deck is pretty decent. I mean, it's got the synchro stuff like that. The extra deck is like a little but like the main deck is pretty good. You can summon Ultimate Conductor Tyranno and OTK your opponent. Not the best dinosaur deck, but definitely playable. You have 6 samurai with 1 copy of Gateway, but Gateway is limited to 1 in this particular thing, but this includes the new support. This deck is a little bit more complicated to play, and this is a very pure version. So if you've never played it, this may not be the deck to pick up and for a loner deck. It can get a little bit complicated, but it's a fun deck nevertheless. And then of course you've got this is probably the most complete of all of the loner decks. It's probably the most easy to play, consistent. Salvage I don't think should be here, but I mean I kind of get it. This should have been like any other hand trap. This should not be salvage, but still it's a free deck. I can't really complain. The power level of this event is certainly a lot lower, so a few underwhelming cards can be okay. Now let's go to the constructed area of this event, but before we get there, would you like to make your Master Duel experience a whole lot better?
Are you ready to take your Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel play experience to a new level? The Untapped GG Companion is here for you. Use the deck tracker to know exactly what cards you have in your deck, and to go over any cards you aren't familiar with yet by hovering over them. It instantly updates when you draw a card, and automatically hides if you check your extra deck or graveyard. This is the perfect tool to help you master a new deck. The Untapped GG Companion also lets you import decks directly into the game in seconds. Copy any YDK or YDKE deck string, create a new deck in game, click the Start Auto Import button, and let us take the wheel. Once the duel is over, check your win rate on your personal stats page. Brag among your friends and share your decks so they can import them into the game too. Start your path to master today by downloading the Untapped GG Companion at ygom.untapped.gg.
Okay, so the first deck I'm going to show you guys is Sky Strikers. This deck is pretty much at full power. It is actually not pretty much at full power. It is at full power. The only thing it's missing is like Max C, and that's about it. Like everything else is this is at full power. And this is already a pretty strong deck in the regular ladder. And again, it's at full power. It's pretty much just as good as it has ever been. It's got all of its new support cards, all of its old support cards. Nothing whatsoever is hit on this list. You can play it going second. You can play it going first. This particular build is a going second build. The deck has an answer to basically every single thing that's ever happened. It includes all of its many new extra deck monsters that are available, all of the main deck monsters. Like I said, this deck you can definitely, Sky Strikers you can definitely play going second and play things like Raigeki, Harpy's Feather Duster, but you could also play it going first and just set up a bunch of interruptions like Widow Anchors. None of the main deck cards are really once per turn at all. Like none of them are once per turn. This is not once per turn. None of the main really good cards are once per turn. Everything's at full power. Not only is it at full power, they've unlimited everything in Sky Strikers over the last few years. So it's both at full power and it's fully unlimited. So this deck is pretty much untouched completely. And again, this is a format where it's lower power level, so you've got this deck that has an answer to everything that is pretty strong, and then you put it in this low power environment. This might just very well be the best deck. I can't conclusively say it because I've got to see like some actual duels go through, but like this is very much a very, very strong deck. If you've already got it, perfect. Just play this. Don't waste any gems. You'll zip through this event without even trying. This is a very strong deck, fully untouched. Okay, next up we've got Gold Pride. This is another deck that is fully untouched. We're talking pure Gold Pride here is fully 100% untouched. There's nothing that you lose. The only thing you could argue is maybe Psychic and Punisher, but this is more of like a pure version of the deck. This is kind of like the rank 3 version, mostly just trying to do that, not trying to do any more than that. Yeah, it's a pretty strong version of the deck. It's pure and it puts up some decent interruptions. You've got this card, which is very, very good. You've got this, which when your opponent normal summons, you get to summon a monster. It puts up some decent interruptions in terms of extra deck. It plays a lot on your opponent's turn. It's actually a fairly easy deck to play, funny enough. Like, it actually is a very easy deck to play. Like, you can run 3 duels of it, and you pretty much have figured out the core mechanics of this deck. A little bit hard to master, but definitely very easy to play. The whole point of the deck is you pay life points, and once you pay life points, and your life points are lower than your opponent's, you get a bunch of different benefits. A deck like this is great on Master Duel, terrible in the TCG because you can go into time at any moment and kind of lose. But here, these duels are endless. You can go on there for 45 minutes. It doesn't matter. As long as you have 1 life point, you're still in the game. So it doesn't matter if you pay a bunch of life points. So the objective here is you pay life points, your life points are lower, you get a bunch of bonus effects. And overall, like I said, very, very, very strong deck, especially in a format like this where everything else is hit. It's pretty much perfect. So Gold Pride, definitely a great option. Okay, next up is Rikka. Now, they hit Sun Avalon. You got to watch out for that. They hit Sun Avalon. They did not hit Rikkas. Rikkas are in the solo mode. They are fully available. They hit Sun Avalon. They hit, I think, the Seed. They did not hit the Rikkas, and they did not hit the Aromatherapies at all. Aromatherapy is cool. You could also play Aromatherapy Pure if you really wanted to. But yeah, neither of these 2 decks were hit in any way, so you could get away with playing both of them. They're both very fun. This is more on the fun side than the good side. You could definitely get away with playing pure Rikkas. So if you cut a lot of the Aromatherapy cards out. So this is kind of, Aromatherapies are kind of like the opposite of Gold Pride. If your life points are higher, you gain additional effects. With Gold Pride, if your life points are lower, you gain additional effects. But with this deck, it's kind of cool because, you know, you play this. This engine is actually quite fun to play. Again, you can cut them. You can cut the Aromatherapy engine and then just like play hand traps and then make this deck even more consistent. Ash is fully available. Effect Veiler is fully available. I think pretty much all the hand traps other than Maxi are fully available, which is kind of very different from what it used to be. It used to be that all of the hand traps were not available, actually. Like, I remember in past Legacy anthologies and Theme Chronicles, they actually did ban more hand traps, but I guess this time around they left them. But yeah, this deck is actually quite fun to play. Like I said, it leans more with the Aromatherapy cards, the Aromage cards. It leans more into the fun more than competitive. But again, this is one of those events where it's like you can build a very good deck and win very quickly, like Sky Striker. But you can also build a fun deck and kind of take your time. And a loss doesn't really mean anything because again, it's a festival. It's not a cup. You're just having fun. So you could definitely build this, have tons of fun with it. Very cool playstyle. Okay, next up is Madolche. This is fully untouched. I mean, the only thing you could argue that has been touched in Madolche is maybe Earth Barrier Statue and 1 copy of Fenrir. I mean, that's it. Like, the deck is fully unlocked other than that. Fenrir, Earth Barrier Statue. And a lot of Madolche players don't even play that anyway, so the rest of the deck, full power. Everything's here. Everything is literally here, and this time around you have Dominus Purge, which this card, again, is like so perfect for this deck because it locks you out of dark, water, and fire for the rest of the duel. There are none in here other than Ash, but you probably have already used Ash if you're going to use this because this is the same thing as Ash because you Ash first, then you use this. Other than that, it literally doesn't matter. This is probably one of the best cards. This is one of the best decks that can actually utilize this in this festival. And it's basically like a second Ash, which is kind of nice. But yeah, this deck is actually at full power. It's generally like a tier 3 deck. But again, we're in a situation where there are so many decks that are hit. Like all of the Ryzeal and stuff like Ryzeal and Malice. Like they're all gone. They just don't exist. All the top decks, Blue Eyes, they're all banned, gone. You can't play them. So when you ban the top 20 decks, all the 21st deck is the best deck when you ban. When you ban the 20 best decks, the 21st deck becomes the best deck. And this might be a candidate for that. It's a very strong deck, fully unhit. And it does quite a bit. It has a negate. Right here, it has a bounce. It has a negate. It's searchable. And then on top of that, it just puts bodies on board very, very easily. Plus, it has like Glass Soufflé is very good. So is Tiramisu, still one of the better boss monsters. Just shuffles things away. But great, fantastic cards. Great option for this festival. Okay, last deck that is available is this is a deck that I'm going to be playing. I don't know if this is the exact build I'm going to be playing, but this is the deck I'm probably going to be playing because I like the Zombie World deck. It's a lot of fun. I didn't check if Grass Looks Greener was available, but if it is, then I'll probably throw that in. The reason that Zombie World is even legal is because Shiranui and Eldritch both have solo modes. and you need a lot of these cards to play that deck, like either of those two decks. So they are kind of forced to leave Zombie World at full power, which Zombie World can be played on its own. Like they could just be played on its own as its own strong, very strong deck. So they, as a consequence of that, this deck is just left alone at full power, and it's actually gotten some new support. It's got this Curse of the Ancient Turtle card, which is new, and it's also got the Delta Invitation. You can also convert this deck and play, like I said, with Eldritch, and you can also convert this deck and play it with more Shiranui stuff. But in this particular build, it's more of a Zombie World deck. It revolves around cards like Unizombie and Necro World Banshee, and just putting Zombie World on field. Zombie World is also very good in this festival because it's good against, for example, Rikka. It's very strong against Rikka. Rikkas are all plants. You drop this onto the field. A lot of their cards that say 2 plants, 3 plants, like that stuff, tribute a plant, like none of that works if Zombie World's on the field. So it's a good counter to a lot of things. It's a good counter to any deck that requires a certain specific typing. It's perfect for that, and that's just an extra of having this deck. On top of that, you have to deal with Doom King, which is a very strong boss monster, and a variety of other cards. Plus, the extra deck is nothing to sneeze at. You've got the Zombie World Dragon, Shiranui Sun Saga is pretty good. This is another new card, Flying Mary, so another fun deck. Also, they also have to keep these cards around because of they have to keep these cards around because of Skull Servants, because again, Skull Servants are just another deck that's zombie based that heavily relies on the Zombie World package, so things like Unizombie, which you also may need to squeeze in here just to play. So as a consequence, this deck kind of survived the ban list, and it does, and it also opens you up to like 3-4 different other zombie strategies because these are generic zombie cards. But these are the decks that I have for you guys. Let me know what you guys are playing in this festival. This is probably not this exact version, but this is probably the deck that I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be playing Zombie World. I think it's just, to me, the most fun of all of the decks. But again, let me know what you guys are playing. Let me know what you guys are going to be enjoying in this festival, and have a good time with it. It seems like a very fun one.